Good afternoon, kids. We're back here, ready for work, episode 8. We're getting towards the end, and you've been doing a great job listening to me share with you personal wisdom from owning businesses about employees and what makes them valuable and how you can become a really good employee. So episodes 8 and 9 go hand in hand. They are the top 10 do's, the things you want to do on the job to make yourself that irreplaceable employee, and you want to work to be that person, okay? Those are the most valuable assets to an employer, and if you do these top 10 things, you are going to put yourself in that position, okay? And then episode 9 will be the top 10 don'ts, things you don't want to do, and then episode 9 will end with a section or segment called Just a Job versus Opportunity, okay? So we'll look at that. So let's get started with a list of the top 10 do's when you're on the job. And you've worked all this way to get a job now, you're on the job. Here are the things that are going to set you apart. Believe me or not, some of them are going to sound silly, but I'm telling you, if you do these, you're going to be great, all right? Here we go. Number 1, show up for work. I know you're laughing, you're thinking, really? Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people just don't show up for work, okay? So you want to be that person who shows up for your scheduled shift all the time, okay? Number 2, show up on time for work. So if your shift starts at 10, you are ready to work at 10. Not get there at 10, put your apron on, comb your hair, and start at 10:05. You get to work so you can start your shift work at 10 o'clock. So get to work on time. That's number 2. Number 3, it's really important, no matter what mood you're in, that when you're on the job, that you're representing yourself and your employer. So you want to be polite to your coworkers, your boss, and any customers you come in contact. Even if you're having kind of a rough day or a rough morning, you want to make sure you put on your game face and be polite. Trust me, it goes a million miles for you, okay? And it will work in your favor, okay? There are some tips on how to deal with difficult situations, but you got to put that game face on. Number 4, employers like employees that take the initiative, okay? They like the employee that doesn't stand around. They're always trying to find something to do. So take the initiative. You want to be able to do that. Even if there's not anything to do, like it's a slow time at the fast food joint, find something to do, okay? And trust me, that's phenomenal if you can do that. And they're hard to come by. If you're one of these people that can't stop moving around, you got to keep doing something, you're going to be great. If you're not, then you're going to have to do this intentionally. Take initiative. Number 5, if you're not sure what needs to be done or you don't understand a task, ask the supervisor or manager, what can be done? Or what can I do? Or there's things that I can learn. So you want to make sure you ask if you do not know. You don't want to, you always want to ask questions. And trust me, it's a learning experience all the time on the job. So if you're asking for things to do, it shows initiative. It helps you out with step number 4. Number 6, solve problems. If you're not sure about something, it's okay to ask your supervisor or coworkers or boss, the main boss, if you need to. But over time, you want to be able to solve problems on your own, okay? So if you can do that and it's a good solution to a problem, your boss is going to say, I'm pretty impressed by that. And they're going to make note. So if you can solve problems, great. Number 7, and I think I might have covered this about being polite to coworkers, but always with the customer. The person that's spending the money in the store, in the restaurant, in the company, people spending the money, you want to be polite to them. You want to earn their business and keep their business. If you're a frontline person, you want to be polite, okay? Always, if you're available to work, this is number 8. If you are available to work, you let your boss know or supervisor know, I can work this day, put me on the schedule if possible. So make yourself available to your employer, okay? So they can count on you if they need to, all right? And you want to be able to do that That would be a great thing to do. Trust me, make yourself available. You don't want to be that employee that can never work, or when they're asked if there's extra shift to pick up. Okay, if you could pick up a shift, good thing to do if you can, of course. I understand that. Number 9, if you have to call off, you're sick, or something came up and there's an emergency and you can't take your shift, call your supervisor. Please call your supervisor and talk to the supervisor. Okay, if you can't get to the supervisor, then you can leave the message with a clerk or somebody else. The only problem with that is you're going to make sure that they translate that message over to the supervisor. So have that supervisor's cell phone number where you can text them or call them and say, look, I'm not feeling well. I went home from school today and I won't be able to work this evening. But please make that call. You'd be surprised at how many times employees have not called and didn't show up for work and then came in the next day like, nothing happened. So you want to make sure you do call off if you have to call off. And then number 10, if you're a busy person like everybody else, provide your extracurricular activity schedule to your boss or the person doing the schedule so they have it ahead of time. For example, if you play field hockey and you're in the summer and you work all summer and starting mid-August, field hockey starts up and practices are going to get away with, it may interfere with your work schedule. If you let your employer know ahead of time, 2 weeks is a good leeway of what your schedule is going to look like or how it may change, do that. Don't throw it at them at the 11th hour. Oh, and by the way, I won't be here tomorrow. I have practice. That's not good. Okay, that's not showing that you're preparing and responsible. Okay, so those are the top 10 do's, and you will make yourself an invaluable employee for that employer. And trust me, it pays dividends, not only financially, but if you need something down the road, you're going to find that your employer is going to work with you if you do these top 10 things consistently. Okay, that went a little bit over 5 minutes. I'm sorry. But these are really important things I think going to help you stand apart. And that is episode 8, the do's when you are on the job. We'll see you next time for episode 9, where we talk about the don'ts. Bye-bye.